What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another deck profile here on the channel. Today I'm going to be going over the Gran Torino list that I took to a 3-0 victory over at the Unfun Fridays. If you want to get involved in Unfun Fridays, make sure you go and you support Unfun Stuff over on their Twitch channel, their YouTube channel, and more importantly, at their store, unfunstuff.com. If you want 5% off your entire order, please use the code TamCard at checkout. It helps support the stream. It helps support your wallet. So, with that said, Unfun Fridays, every Friday they hosted an event, and I wanted to play something different, something a little wacky. So I played Gran Torino off of the good symbol. This character is really rad, really fun. He says that if you interact with my blocks at all, I will take and move them. They won't do damage, but I'll clear them out of my progressive card pool and put them in my stage so that I can pick them up later with his enhance, which is commit, I discard a card, pick up a face down, and then you discard a card. So I take these really powerful abilities that you were able to deal with one time and make it a little harder for you to deal with them the second time. So with that, I want to talk about the attack lineup, and first and foremost, I want to talk about the attack that I wanted to play. This is the main reason that I wanted to play Gran Torino, and that is Cannon Blast. I think the single most impactful card that has been made in the My Hero Academia CCG. And here's why. I think Cannon Blast gives these three symbols real kill conditions. All these okay B tier characters like Gran Torino actually have a way to kill people now because we've got Cannon Blast in the format. This card's rad. Its most important feature of the card is the fact that its top enhance says commit 1 foundation. So I can play it as my first move, check my 5 on it, because like I'm a gamer. I'll then commit my 1 foundation. If they do decide to block my 5 high for 7, which is a good idea, I'll respond with Gran Torino, destroy the committed card that I had, and then build this in committed. I can Gran Torino later, pick it back up, and now it's going to hit even harder. So this card is the main kill condition that I wanted in the deck. It feels really good to just like raw draw 3 cannons and look at your opponent and be like, yeah, you're dead. Moving on, the other big kill condition we have is Airstream Driver. Gran Torino plays Airstream Driver exceptionally well. Because if they opt to block a move, you take and you build the foundation down, then you get to play Airstream Driver not on a 6, but on a 5. And so not only do you have the cool card you get to pick up later, make them discard the card, seal a card if you want, if you've hit before, but you also have a 5 diff 6 high for 9, which is insane stats. It's crazy stats. It's also got just the world's most beautiful 1 low block. This card is, I don't want to say better as a block than an attack, but it feels really good to hold these guys in your hand. Up next, we've got Pound for Pound, the strongest card in the game. We've got 4 Back Alley Haymaker, Stun 2, EX 2, it's a charge so I can move it, and either draws or builds me foundations. Because of the fact that I am destroying foundations to then rebuild back in foundations, the extra build that Back Alley Haymaker gives me is really choice. This card's rad and is blocked in 9/10 of decks, and so the fact that we get a bonus by building it down when it's blocked and then picking it back up and then slinging it back again feels really good. Up next, we've also got Triple Mighty Punch. This card sucked in this build. I think there's just a better option of cards that I could have been playing. I think I would have rather played a Triple Hardened Jab here instead. But I think that like if I wasn't playing Cannon, I think Mighty Punch is the other big win condition here. It's a 3 mid for 7, which is fine, but it says it always has to be blocked because if it's not blocked, I get to draw 2 bonus cards. If it is blocked, I'll use Torino and I'll build it down because it is a Fury move. This card's fine. In this deck, it should not have been, should have been here. So I would suggest finding something different. Up next, we're playing 4 Create Capture Net. Lets me build early, lets me stun a bunch. I actually have 12 stun 2 moves here because the big thing my character doesn't do, I don't give speed. I have no speed in this deck. The only fast speed move is Cannon, and I gotta commit foundations to do so I gotta build foundations down. As well as it's this card of the charge, so I can build it with Gran Torino. Every single attack we're building. You're not allowed to block my moves, especially not this one. Ricochet Charge was the MVP in this deck. I would play this at a 4 of in every Gran Torino deck that possibly could. This card was nuts. It was just 4 free damage every single time. They didn't want to block it because it's the same zone as my cannon. And so if you block this, you might take an 11 damage cannon to the face. It had stun 2 9 times out of 10, and so like you would like ricochet charge, stun down 4 foundations, play back alley, play a foundation, play creating capture net. I just stunned 8 cards. Cannon happens. It happens. there is the attack lineup. Let's go ahead and move on to our actions and assets. So for our actions, we are playing double go for the win. The goal here was I'm trying to be an aggressive pop-off deck, and this gives me just a little bit of extra juice early, as well as it slams a couple face downs in my stage so that I can pick up the cards that I need with Gran Torino. The coolest thing about Gran Torino is he is playable on my opponent's turn. So if I have a group of cards and I want to pick up a specific card to block with or a specific card to sculpt for next turn, I can do so, commit, discard a card out of my hand, and then you discard a card on your turn, so that when it goes back to my turn, I will re-ready. And then I'll make you discard a second card. Your 6 hand-size characters now become 4 hand-size characters, now become 3 hand-size characters, because if I get to use the enhance, that means you played an attack. And so, like, going into my turn, having only played one attack, being a 3 hand-size character, that sucks. That feels really, really bad. And so, this just lets me be just a little bit more aggressive. Never, ever use the response on it. Because I've got cards like Earful Jack, kind of the only real consistent speed that we have. Response after I play a charge, discard the top card of my deck. You discard the top card of your deck, excuse me, I get +1 speed. It was way more important to response, commit, and ready cards because of the fact that I was building cards in committed, because of the fact that I was committing things with cannon. If I missed, I had to be able to defend myself, and the commit to bring stuff back was way, to re-ready stuff was way more important. Onto our foundations. I break my foundations into the 4 different jobs that they could be doing: aggro, defense, flow, disruption. And so I want to talk about self-sacrifice. This card was one of the ways to ensure that my opponent was forced to block the moves, and then I got to sling extra damage. It didn't really come into play on defense and when it came to the tournament, but there might have been a clutch moment or two, but it was not the focus of the deck. It was not -1 damage and over again. We wanted to block smart, discard the card we needed to, and then just a little extra DR here. But this was an aggro card. I wanted to sling as many attacks as possible. But that card does go really well into the 4 smaller number. The best part about small number is the fact that it re-readies a card. Using Gran Torino's response, using Gran Torino's enhance, as well as self-sacrifice, these are the only ways to really trigger the response on the card. But this card says enhance commit for +1/+1. If you block my move, I get to ready them back up, and then I get to do it again. The biggest thing about Gran Torino that you have to remember is that you're not allowed to go to the damage step. It has to be his 3 specific keywords: charge, fury, kick, and it has to... you're not allowed to do damage on partial blocks. So when my opponent full blocks things, I feel really good. When they half block things, I have to make a choice. But this card feels very, very good at the deck. It has to be a 4 of in every Gran Torino deck. It just have to. Up next, onto the flow cards, we're playing triple passing. This card says that if I'm running low on cards and I want to keep going, I will commit and draw 2. It let me be overly aggressive my first 2 turns of the game. I would just like build 5 foundations, hold 1 attack, and be like, okay, I'll block once and then commit and then draw 2 more. Feel fine about it. Oh, I need a specific block. Well, then I'll discard one of the 2 cards that I drew, commit Gran Torino, and then make you discard a card, and then find the thing that I need. This card was great. Shouldn't be a 4 of though. You could make it a 4 of. You could make it a 4 of if you don't like some of the other choices I make, but or you want to make a slightly bigger deck. I felt like I didn't need 4. And that's what I'm saying. Next, we're playing Destined for Mainstream Success. This card is insane. This card says either I successfully check a 5 or I draw an attack. And then it is a face down 2 mid block that I can commit Torino and then pick up to then block back. Card's insane. Crazy utility inside of this deck. New training method at a 3 of. This card is very similar to Passive Torch. It is kind of just draw 1 card accidentally, and it's really cool on offense. It's my favorite thing to do actually on offense, and I should have put it up to a 4 of. This is a card that I want 4 of in the deck, and it's got to find room for it. So I play an attack. I play my back alley haymaker. Oh, you guys can't see that at all. I play my back alley haymaker. I check a foundation. I commit flip new training method. I draw the card. Okay, if you block me, I'll just destroy the face down committed card I don't care about and then build a fresh one. I didn't lose anything. In fact, I gained a thing. I just cleared +1 progressive difficulty. This card is exceptionally good. Did not care about the fort check. It let me build hyper early on turn 1. This card is needed inside of Gran Torino. You gotta play 4 of it. It is the one thing that I regret. Next, we're playing triple specialist of sound. Response commit, -3 speed. Honestly, this card feels a little lackluster. It might have been the matchups that I had. This card hoses some matchups and is okay in others. I'm at the point where I kind of want to start cutting it down to 2 of main ported in most decks that I play, and just play play smarter with my defense. But there isn't a lot of defense really here. This deck is all about flow because I want to sling as many big cannons as I can. And so maybe having the third one in here is the right call. Because I need to be able to block things because we're playing for mainly passionate guy. One of the biggest issues I feel with the good symbol characters out of set 2 is they're very good at debuilding their own stage. We look at Gran Torino, we look at Tetsu. This guy, they both say, I'll add this card back up to my hand. Well, that means that you have less attacking power on your opponent's turn, which means that you're going to be constantly behind, playing catch-up. And this card says that whenever I do decide to pick up with Gran Torino, I can block and build it back down. So not only did I not lose the resource at all, I blocked your attack, you discarded a card. This card's mandatory 4 of. Up next, we're playing 3 Bonds of Friendships. This card's a 6 check. This card's a 6 check. It's just another flow card. It says that I'm playing a lot of 5 difficulty moves. If I happen to check a 6 late into my string, I don't commit a bonus resource, which is really important when I'm trying to play 3 or 4 5 difficulty attacks. Checking a single 3 there might be the end of it, but checking the 6 means I have a little bit more insurance. The Fury thing I think came into play one time, but it was not that big of a deal. Next, we're playing Double Resistance. I love this card. I wish I could play 4 of this card in every deck, but like things have to be cut. And if I just play 4 of every card in every deck, then the deck's profiles would be lame. Look at you, Destined for Mainstream Success. Stop Stun, little DR. It's a 3 mid-block with Breaker. It has a flip ability, so I can take and use Torino to pick it back up. Fine, card's fine. I think I like the card more than it's actually worth. And the last card in the deck, the little bit of disruption that we have is just for it can't be fixed. You can consider this this flow because everybody stuns everybody, but this card says that I get bonus face downs, not only itself but an extra to then have options to pick up with Torino. This card feels good. Card feels super good. All in all, I think I give this exact build, right? If you want to start off like with a Gran Torino build, I give it like a 4 out of 5. Actually, I think that the build feels really good. It feels pretty price conscious. I guess like the only thing that might not be is you have to get 2 of the DLCs because we're playing triple Mighty Punch and then 4 Cannon Blasts, and so that could run a pretty penny. But otherwise, I think this is a pretty fine starting point for a fairly competitive Gran Torino deck. With that said, though, guys, if you like the deck, make sure you go and you check out Unfun Stuff. They should have all the cards available for you. Once again, use code TamCard at checkout for 5% off the order. Share the videos with your friends. I'm sure somebody's favorite character is Gran Torino. Make sure they know about the game. And let me know if there are any options that you think I could have added or changed in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. So with that, you guys, thank you much for hanging out. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you again next Friday for Unfun Fridays. We'll see you there.